we are ready to rock and roll. It's week 3 of month 1. Today is 18th of January. I don't know if you're rewatching these sessions. If you are, you can find, if you want, you can all find them in the career portal.
I just found them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Sometimes, and also since it's YouTube, I've got some rebel here.
Mhm.
Since it's YouTube, you can also play 1.5, 2, or whatever speed you want if you just want to go through it faster to see if you missed anything important and, scroll forward. Yeah, so I'd love to hear some celebrations from you. What's going well today, this week, this weekend? Mary.
Well, having some going to the doctor and getting what I need from him. That's good, because that means things will go a little better from here on out.
Yeah.
And is this, did he up your medication? I read your
Yes.
comment. Did he up your medication because of actual facts, or because you told him how you felt?
Both. Some of my medications require a blood draw, which I did the last time I was there. And some of them are from how I feel, and some of them are from my symptoms of fibromyalgia. If my fibromyalgia is getting worse or getting better, or
Yeah.
so both, I would say.
Good to hear for that.
I love your lashes.
Thank you. I thought I'd try something new.
Really lovely.
Are they yours?
No, they are not.
Yeah.
Are they staying there or with glue?
Glue.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those days. I miss my dancing days when I could do that.
Well, the glue is black like an eyeliner.
Yeah.
So I just used it as an eyeliner and then put my lashes on.
Oh my goodness.
You can still do that, Tina. Why couldn't you do that now?
You can definitely do that.
Yeah, it's just every time I take them away, it's like taking hair extensions away or taking lashes away. It's like, oh my God, I have nothing left. It feels horrible.
Well, I have several different kinds of hair too, so trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I actually feel the opposite when I put full makeup on, and Sammy loves that, and I remove it after. I feel so free. I feel like I love myself better without.
Yeah.
I mean, I love myself actually, either way, but a little bit mascara is good. All the big makeup that guys or Arabs like, it's too much for me, but I do it for him.
Yeah. They are used to with a strong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's kind of weekend, so I just covered a few red spots, and that's it for today.
What are you celebrating today, Tina?
I've been a bit struggling, but I would celebrate that I woke up early. It wasn't early, but after 8, even though it's weekend, and had a walk with my Finnish friend. So 1.5 hours with speaking Finnish, which was so relaxing because I don't need to think anything when I speak.
Isn't your husband from Finland?
Yeah, he is from Finland, but we've already talked everything that can be said. So just female friend who's from Finland who lives also here. So
nice.
It feels nice to express myself with every word I know, kind of. That was nice. But after that, I had to sleep 2 hours. So my body just doesn't recover from the freaking virus. So if I do anything like that, I just need to sleep.
When did you get the shot? You said last Tuesday?
Last Tuesday. So it doesn't necessarily make the thing any better. It can cause similar problems, but I've been very tired since the virus.
Yeah.
So
getting proper support or sleep is probably crucial.
Yeah.
Sleep is a big deal.
Yeah, it is, but it makes me often feel guilty because I mean, I had planned so many exercises to do with my family today, like go outdoors together with them after my walk, but I had to send them together and stay home sleeping. So that kind of felt bad.
It's all right. There's gonna be other days.
Yeah, I hope. I hope.
Yeah. How are you doing with other action steps, both of you, from last time? The group action steps, so to speak, were just to start playing with the tracker. I saw, Tina, you started, you
I feel
printed it
that.
out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I yeah.
How about Mary? Yeah.
I don't know about the track. I'm sorry. I know we were supposed to, and I totally like blanked on that. But I would like to start the tracker.
Great. Yeah.
Where will I find the tracker?
So you are now okay with the career portal? With how to
Okay.
find, where to
in
find
the
the...
career portal.
Yeah, so last time we did the handout, we went through the handout. I'm gonna show it again here. I'm gonna share my screen.
Looks like this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Oh, also something else I can celebrate is a week and a half. I lost 7 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah,
In a week and a half.
in a week and a half.
What did you do? How did you do that?
So I started, it's called Juice Plus. It has one is vegetables, one is fruit, one is omega-3s, and they're like capsules that you can take during the day. And they have these shakes that you can use as either a meal replacement or a snack. So I've been doing those. I've been walking more than I have been for a while. I'm going up and down. I'm purposefully going up and down stairs more. So yeah.
Awesome.
Good. So these are all the things you could add in your tracker. It's an idea. So last time we went through this handout. Does it ring a bell?
Yes.
And under the last page, sorry, it just got stuck right now. Here. On the last page, you have introducing tracking. We went through that. And then there's a link. When you click on that link, or when you do copy and paste it somewhere else, I mean, into a browser.
Yep.
I'm gonna copy link location and open it here.
Okay.
It's gonna give you the template. Just a quick reminder to please first make a copy, because if you change this one, then all who have access to it, and you know,
I almost did that. Then I
make a copy, and then you can share it with me if you want. So when you make a copy, it's gonna ask you share with the same people. No, but you can send it to me. You can send. It's gonna generate basically all that Google Docs or Google Sheets or Google Forms do. Basically, generate a bunch of a code with a bunch of letters and numbers. And that is basically the link. You can share this with me, or you can send me this one, but it's actually better to click here, share, and then you're gonna add a person to like my email address.
Okay.
And I kept your goals because they are pretty much aligned with mine.
These ones?
I didn't change those.
Good. Yeah, these are a couple of ideas. Others would be, for example, a couple of mines. I want to be able to see you again. So you disappear sometimes when I'm working on the screen share. A couple of mines have a mindful lunch, because sometimes I would just be in the, you know, in the flow and grab something and eat. And I don't want that. I really want to have a proper break. Another one is, you know, I don't have it here again on the level of meals. For example, have dinner before a certain hour, before a certain time. Or here I've got move my body, but it could be specifically walk at least 15 minutes every day.
Okay.
What others do I have? Let me check for an idea. What do you have, Tina? What else did you put? How many do you have?
It actually depends, because you talked to me about this inner and outer game, and I kind of put both there because they are, at the moment, my outer game includes my inner game.
Okay.
Because my sleeping pattern and my planning pattern and my spiritual pattern, they kind of disturb, they limit my career, career, whatever. So I will stop watching TV after 11:30 p.m. I won't check social media or news when writing a blog. I make sure to be in bed before midnight. I will have a lunch or dinner with Sophia. Then there was no phone to bed. Wake up 7:30 when Sophia has school. Maximum 2 hours TV on the evening. It used to be Mika's and my hobby. Dance, game, or exercise every day. Schedule days. Phone away when writing. Meditate, deep breathe once a day. Schedule it.
Schedule what?
Schedule the meditation or deep breathing or anything. It's there's been a lot of, it's like my life is too scattered. I need.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Mary,
and now
you too?
they changed the children's schedules again, and I'm like, I just planned, and now I have to plan my days again because their schedule changed, and she will need me on different times of day again.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mary, you were also nodding. It's scattered for you too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Half the time, I don't know if I found my rope or lost my horse.
That's a good expression.
Yeah.
You know, when we went into lockdown, first one, almost a year ago, it's been a while, I felt like, oh, I've got all this time and, you know, I could do everything. But then everything was, like you said, scattered. It was like, kind of like totally crossing boundaries, right? You do things there where you're not, you know, they also say not just about the habit, the time, but also the space. It's not ideal. I'm going to tell you, it's not ideal to have your desk in your office. Excuse me, your desk in the office. That was wrong. In your bedroom. You want to have it in your office.
Yeah, it's not.
When I first, like a couple of years ago, we lived in an apartment, in a condo. And so I was literally able to turn off my screen, my phone, my computer screen from bed. This is how close it was.
Yeah.
Because the only other closed room, apart from bedroom, was bathroom.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was mainly for my translations before I actually went into sports and coaching. But it was still not ideal because I would finish, let's say, sometimes translating and then go straight into bed. That's not boundaries.
No.
And in Atomic Habits, in the book Atomic Habits, James Clear speaks about this exactly the same thing. And he says, now, what about if you have a small apartment, right? I mean, especially in bigger cities, you have smaller places because it's expensive. You can still dedicate, for example, you would have one couch and you would do, my husband loves to do computer, like all the work on the couch. He doesn't have a desk. He doesn't work at a desk. So I was thinking, how about having like this side of the couch I work on, and this side of the couch I watch TV on.
Yeah, genius.
Right?
Yeah. Same thing if you have like a table and you always work at a table. Just say, okay, this part of the table I can work on, and this part of the table I eat at.
Yeah.
It's gonna create a brain switch so that you're not always mixing. And like you're gonna find yourself, James Clear, like I said, the author of this book, he actually says, my brain is confused. If I'm working at the same spot where I'm eating too, or where I'm like, if I'm writing emails where I sleep, I'm not gonna be able to switch off and on between one activity and the other one.
Mm.
And so it
Yeah.
was very hard. I noticed back then, right? It was very hard for me to be intimate in the same space where I was productive. And yeah, so space and time, it's more easy. It's easier. Here you go. It's easier to change your habits when you recreate your environment in a way that it supports your habits.
That's true. I really struggle with cooking and eating at the moment, like what comes to the scheduling, because like when I got my child 7 years ago, I lost a lot of blood, and I got blood transfusions, etc., etc., and my hemoglobin, but also ferritin was like super low. I got them up, but now when I'm vegetarian, I became vegetarian last spring, and I really struggle because I know how to cook from meat and fish, and that's what I do to my child. But it takes much longer, much more imagination to cook myself. And I don't have time for that, especially now because I have a lot of like this heartburn problems. I'm just sure I'm gonna get cancer or something soon. But like,
hey, don't say that. You're attracting that.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
You know better, Tina.
Yeah, I'm just scared. To be honest, I'm scared because they don't seem to be able to fix it. But it's like I cannot eat many things because they cause me heartburn, and I should be eating those because my body needs iron and my body needs certain things. Protein is not the problem, but other things. So like I'm very limited what I can cook, but also what I can take in at the moment because everything causes pain. So I'm literally kind of starving. I've been like trying to figure out what and when and how to cook. And also I've been taking a little bit dairy. I even stole some fish last week, which made me feel mentally really bad, but I'm just so hungry. It's like, it's really tricky. And I have a nutritionist, and I've been talking with her a long time, like actually for a few years, but my situation with the stomach is so tricky that it's limiting, like I cannot give up the vegetarianism. I just cannot.
Tina, one thing that's coming to me is your approach to it. It would really benefit you and your body to have a more positive outlook on it.
Yeah.
Not just what you said at the beginning, which I don't want to repeat. It was so harsh.
Yeah.
But just in general, I can't, it causes me like, it's almost like you want, you know, at the beginning we went through the paradigms. You're always winning the game you're playing. Is there a part of you that actually appreciates being in the situation, that feels like it's gonna be too much burden to finally be able to focus on other things once you no longer have these physical issues?
Like to what? Focus on what?
To focus on how good your life could be, to fully focus on your career once you no longer
like the times when my, for example, stomach or my overall health has been symptomless, let's say symptomless, it's been like life has been awesome. Like it's been like I've enjoyed it, and then something happens, it comes back.
How could you have attracted it?
By eating something that causes it, but no one seems to know what.
That eating something was basically the physical reason for it. But that physical reason or that symptom can only materialize, it can only actually happen when your soul is open to become wounded. When your soul allows your body. So years ago, I got tendinitis on my right shoulder, and I know rationally what could have caused it. I had more trainings and, you know, karate and always the right side in front and and more computer work. But those were all the things that I had been doing for decades. Now I know that on a mental level, what attracted it, specific situation in the world at that point. Do you ladies know Heal Your Life? Do you know about the Heal Your Life book?
Not
No.
the book, but I've heard about many of those methods. I like the theories about that.
I have it here, up here. This version is my favorite. Super colorful. It's like my Bible. I sometimes just check stuff and I get answers right away. By Louise Hay. And like I said, this is a colorful version, very beautiful, and like what, $20 maybe. At the end, you have got a glossary of all the physical pains. And then you have the probable cause, meaning the mental cause. What type of thinking, what mindset could have caused it, or probably caused it, right? And I'm gonna tell you that everything so far has been true, and I've been sometimes, you know, making connections also for other people, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is like totally me, and this is like on the spot, right? In the third column, you have the new thought pattern. If you start thinking this, and this is basically always an affirmation. It starts with an I am, or sometimes like I release, I allow, I trust, X, Y, Z. When you repeat these things, and by the way, the glossary alone can be found online as well. I was looking for it to have it always handy when I wanted to check something, when I don't have the book with me. And yes, it's online. So the new thought pattern is like an affirmation. When you repeat it, you literally change your body, your cells, the cells in your body, and you release that which has allowed your body to invite a physical pain into your life. So if you would like, I can read something for your current issue. Just tell me what you would like me to check.
But
And
how
you
is
can-
it
you can
if there's
try.
like physical reason, for example, the hernia here, that opens the stomach to the esophagus, so it doesn't hold the food down there, let it come up.
Funny you say, actually my ex had hernia. And then I had, like, you know, some people, well, maybe because I had been going through this for a while, but I just had a feeling what it could be. And then my mom, who invited me into this work, she shared a little bit more with me. Then we checked. So it's all, you know, sometimes it's logical. What do you think the shoulder could be?
Shoulder, the burden.
Exactly. Exactly. So you wanted to say something more about the hernia, the physical part?
Yeah, I mean, how much my problem is about like physical part is about the hernia that doesn't close the stomach enough, or now they've trying to figure out if it's about allergies that causes that, like food allergy that would cause the irritation, because there's like visible damage in the esophagus at the moment. It's been for so long.
So would you like me to check any of them?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Which one?
Do you mean allergy or hernia?
Yeah.
The hernia.
Okay.
Because I got that when I was pregnant. Because before pregnancy, I didn't have that. And during the pregnancy, the pressure is so high, so it kind of gave up.
So it was bigger than the, what is it called already when the abs separate? I forgot the term.
No, I'm not talking about hernia like on stomach. I'm talking about hernia in the organ. So it means that stomach is going inside the chest cavity.
So I can share with you about the hernia, and then we can check something for Mary as well if you like.
Yeah.
hernia, the probable cause for hernia is ruptured relationships, strain, burdens, incorrect creative expression.
Mm.
And you could go deeper into like the past, what happened around that time. You know, could it still be about your previous relationship, and then maybe being pregnant kind of triggered it, brought back memories that you weren't able to conceive before with your previous partner?
Mm.
Or maybe it's something completely different. Maybe it brought up some past thoughts about your mom, your dad, so that, you know, it represents something in your life.
Mm.
And there's a new thought pattern. My mind is gentle and harmonious. I love and approve of myself. I'm free to be me.
Mm.
And when you repeat that, but that's not once per day, and that's not once per week, you know, that's like once per hour until it's once per minute. Like you're always thinking, you're literally reprogramming your brain, your identity, so that it's like it's healing on the inside. Because what happens when you just treat the symptom?
Mm.
It doesn't go away.
No.
Yeah. And I don't want to treat the symptom. I want to get rid of
The cause.
yeah.
Would you like me to check something for you, Mary?
I have an ulcer, so yes, please.
Is it stomach or duodenum? Like
Huh?
stomach or duodenum?
It's in my stomach. I have an
Okay.
ulcer in my stomach.
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 years ago, it started, and I didn't know what was wrong. And one day I was at my sister's house and I ate a piece of pizza, and then immediately it came back up. And my best friend looks at me and she goes, "You have an ulcer."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Okay." She works at a it's called Fair Lawn Rehabilitation Center. And so she works with a lot of patients and stuff. And she's a PCA, but she helps the nurses and everything. And she just looked straight at me. She's like, "You have an ulcer." But I'm stubborn, and I thought I could handle it. I was in wretched pain, a lot of pain.
Mm.
And I thought I could handle it. And then like a month later, I couldn't take it anymore. My ex-husband came and picked up the kids, and I got a cab to the hospital because I could not take it anymore.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, look, you have an ulcer."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Oh, great. That's been so."
And you weren't able to get rid of it in a couple of
I
years?
still have it.
All right, so here's what it says about the ulcer.
Okay.
Fear. A strong belief that you're not good enough.
Well, that sounds like me.
And then there's sometimes a question. Here the question is, what is eating away at you?
What does it mean?
It's like, what is eating away? How could you say what is eating away from at you? What is preventing you from live freely? What is taking away the joy and
Oh,
yeah?
Well, I have a lot of things.
Yeah, and what happened around that time? And around that time, was it maybe your situation with your husband that that got
well,
worse?
we were going to be filing for divorce soon. He was emotionally and mentally abusive the entire time we were married. He was in prison 90% of the time we were married. Threatening to take my kids, threatening to not let me see them ever again.
Yeah.
That's just part of, and I grew up in a very emotionally, mentally, and physically abusive home. There isn't a single type of abuse that I haven't gone through. Not a single one. So I just you know, that belief that I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy of love, those are very hard for me to get over because that's basically what I've been told most of my life.
Yeah. And here is the new thought pattern that you can repeat again and again, and you can put post-its all around the house, especially on the mirrors. And
Yep.
you know, when you're at, for example, somewhere when you lay down to go to bed or to go to bathroom, wherever you can, on the phone, you create a screensaver on your phone. You create anything that reminds you of repeating this, or you just plug a post-it on your phone and that's it. And that new thought pattern or affirmation goes like this. I love and approve of myself. I am at peace. I am calm. All is well.
Sorry, I'm writing it.
It's all good. No need to apologize. And this thing really works. Sometimes it takes longer because you aren't fully believing in it. Sometimes it happened. I had a coach when I was about 20 for my menstrual pain because it was so bad. I could do anything and everything and nothing would help. And she actually like basically took the idea to what coached me on. Well, she knew that, but from that book, because I had that book, or later on when I had it, I saw what it was. And I'm like, no, that's not true, because we're not ready to see it. We're not willing to see that it is true, right?
Yeah.
Where something comes from. And then when you are, funny thing is, it can be so fast from when you really are in tune with your body and when you go through the book and you understand what it is all about, it can take literally instant. It can be right away when you read what it's about, that it does a click in your brain, in your body, in your identity, and you're like no longer available for that type of pain.
Gotcha.
And we spoke about, you know, pain the last time on Saturday, how blessed people who have pain are, as opposed to those who don't ever feel any pain. So how can your pain actually be helping you to become better? It's always like poking you, hey, you're supposed to work on this, so listen to me, otherwise I'm gonna get stronger and louder, and if you don't, well, then I'll bring some helpers and they're gonna be harder. So unless you want that, Tina, if you say, I'm sure I'm gonna get this and that, then it's almost like I want to get that, you know. Hear it out, listen to it, and learn from what it's telling you. And even like, you know, I was born with a congenital heart disease, or not disease, congenital heart malfunction. And I did a soul reading a couple of years ago, and I was just curious, or I didn't even ask, but the person shared with me that my soul was so hurt in the previous life. I don't know if you believe in that, maybe that's like too much, but my soul was so hurt in my previous life that it wasn't ready to go through it again. So I kind of like, my higher self, resisted to actually live.
Okay.
You know, and when you check heart, I mean, just out of curiosity now, any heart issues? I know, Tina, also you mentioned you had, was it you? No, there was another person, sorry.
I have.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, then there's even more, because I know one of my harder clients also has like a heart hole. Or
yeah.
So heart represents the center of love and security. And when you have an issue, it's like, you know, showing you, okay, double down on love, double down on feeling secure, create this support system, which is actually something we're going to talk about today. So it fits perfectly in here. when you have a heart attack, what do you think is a heart attack?
Do you want me to answer as a nurse?
Right.
No.
No.
No. Not logically. Think about it intuitively. What could heart attack represent? Who
Loss
usually
of
has a
love?
heart attack?
Loss of love?
Yes, and especially this joy. Somebody loses the motivation to live. And so it says here, squeezing all the joy out of the heart in favor of money or position. I'm not sure favor of money and position, how it means, but squeezing all the joy out. Like, I remember Friends, in one of the series, Phoebe, in a different reality, was this important career lady, and she had a heart attack, and she was still working while feeling that she's gonna get another heart attack. So it's basically, I can't enjoy life. I just have to go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And it's life telling you, cut, stop it, give me a break. So yeah, this is a book that it's like my Bible, and highly recommend it. All right, so that's about the success, now the inner game tracker, boss lady inner game tracker. I'm excited if you would like to share with me, otherwise just share what action step you want to have.
So what we want to have for next week?
No, just, I mean, this is every week, the same action steps you're gonna have every week, and then you just, and you know, it's okay, Tina, if you don't do that many. You start with 10%, do them once per week. Next week, you're gonna say like, okay, I'm gonna get better, right? I don't know if I have ever had 100% of that tracker, and I don't aim for 100%, because then I have no fun, because then it's all boxed in. But I am aiming for somewhere around 80+%. The 80-20 rule, remember?
Right. Yep.
Other things that I have on that sheet, like apart from work, sleeping and eating and moving my body, would be also cook or bake. I just upped it to 3 times per week, because I used to do just like 2 big batches. Now I want to do more often, and then just like have fun, because we have like a bigger kitchen and have more fun now. And practice languages. I'm playing with Duolingo. It's a game, but you know, practice Spanish. Also have personal growth. I want to do personal growth 5 times per week. You can choose once per week, and you can do just, you know, from watching on YouTube for 10 minutes to actually doing something bigger and reading, whatever. But these are just ideas for me. And then the next step was filling out the energy management. Yeah, how did that go?
Are we talking about, I'm a little bit confused now.
Last week's action steps.
Oh.
So yeah, just a couple of things that, you know, those pages 1 and 2 where there were things to fill out. And
Yes.
what was the, I'm more curious, like, what are your main action steps that you believe will, like, you know, on page 3, 8 to 12 simple daily behaviors that will move you closer to your highest self every day? What would those be? I mean, Tina, you already said a couple of them.
Yeah, I guess I said all of those. Yeah.
Did you give it a thought, Mary?
Yeah, I pretty much have what she had.
Good. Good, yes. You can totally play with putting the time, how much you want. Some of them I have, you know, for example, walking 50 to 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. You can put also like just 5 to 10. And sometimes you can just say, get out of house once per day, even if it's just like putting recycling out or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why when I said I'm walking more, instead of staying seated at my desk at work, every 20 minutes I have my phone on a timer, and I get up and I take a few steps. You know, I walk around And I mean, it's less than 5 minutes because I have to make sure I do it in between guests. And I need to make sure that I'm back in my office when a guest shows up and needs food. And then once the pantry closes, I try not to sit. Like I try to, do all the other things that are more physical than the paperwork during that time before I leave.
Great. Yes.
So I'm working on it.
Wonderful. And what are some of the negative habits that you chose to omit? So Tina, you said already
So
no
page
phone
4.
after. Yes. No phone during creativity time, no TV after 11:30.
Yes. So what I had wrote here in this box was letting phone interrupt me, sleeping too little, watching TV too long on the evenings, eating too little. Not eating enough.
How about Mary?
So I had said that I wasn't going to look at my phone in the mornings. So I haven't, except of course on the weekends when I have when I have nowhere to be. I
And
still
you can put in
use
the
my phone for my alarm, but I make sure that it's facing down so that the light isn't turning on, because you know how you get all those things that go off during the night, updating or whatever, and then all of a sudden the light turns on, emails, the light will turn on.
Did you know that you could put your
down.
Can I suggest something, Mary?
Mhm.
Do you know the function airplane mode?
Yes.
That is something that could totally help you.
But
Not only because it doesn't disturb you, but also because it then prevents, those harmful waves to come through while you sleep, since you have it at your bedstand.
yeah, that's true.
And that's also something that Tina, you could do for 2 hours while you're creative. You just put your phone on airplane mode.
Nice.
Yeah. So when I turn it off from the airplane mode, I will get all the messages that have arrived during that time.
Yes, and that's also your choice. How much you get. You can always go into settings and apps and notifications. And I think I mentioned to you that I literally have only WhatsApp and normal messages that I get notifications for.
Me too.
Because WhatsApp is my family in Europe, and that's pretty much it. And all the others, you can turn notifications off. You literally have to open the app to see what's happening.
And Europe is the reason why my phone is on during the night if like something happens there and they need me on the phone.
But what can you do on the phone during the night for them?
Yeah, but if there's like emergency, for example.
But what can you do being in this state?
Well, they might want me to answer if they're in hospital or something like that. If they like.
And how long did it happen in the past 3 years?
Well, the only 3 deaths. So, but they happened on daytime. But
yeah, and if you only find out, if you don't wake up during that time and only find out when wake up again.
Yeah, once I had to leave to Finland like immediately. But so yeah, I kind of want them to have they never disturb me during the night if they don't have like emergency.
Yeah, just think about what the pros and cons, right? I know that first of all, I don't keep my phone in the bedroom because of the waves and everything. And then, even like during night, my husband turns it off, literally off. I prefer to just put it on airplane mode, and then there's nothing that comes through. Like no.
Well, my daughter lives with her dad, and if anything were to ever happen, I would need her to contact me immediately, because if I have to get up in the middle of the night and go get her, I need to know. Yes. So I kind of, it's a very delicate situation over there.
Yes. I hear
And
you. And that is plausible.
it's very possible. It's plausible. It's a very real thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Whereas for Tina, I mean, she can't really do much from the US for Finland, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just saying, in a couple of years, Mary, you will not have to be available anymore either. So
right, yeah. In about 6 more years, I won't have to worry about it.
good.
So
Yeah. Apart from the phone, did you put something else on the tracker? I mean, in the table, on other habits to avoid?
yeah, so I kind of did this on again, off again. Don't eat after a certain time. Don't eat before a certain time. It's called intermittent fasting. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. My body feels a lot better when I'm doing that, and I kind of had gotten away from it a little bit, so I restarted doing that. So like I don't eat after 8 o'clock. And usually, well, I don't say I don't. Most of the time I don't.
Mhm.
Sometimes if I'm really like, oh, I'm hungry, I will eat after 8 o'clock. I don't starve myself, but I don't eat after 8, and then I'll have my first meal at 11:30, and then that'll be like my breakfast, and then at like 3 o'clock is like my lunch, and then at like 6 or 7, that's when I eat supper. So I'm still getting my 3 meals a day. I'm just
Oh, we lost her.
I lost her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, let's continue with you, Tina, while she gets back on.
Yep.
Did you try out the writing part yet?
Right below what you would like to do with your negative habits.
No, I meant, sorry, I wasn't clear. Did you try out writing a blog article in an hour yet?
Oh my God. I was writing yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I was I guess it took like 4 hours, which in my case is pretty fast. And I was interrupted many times. Like I had to go downstairs, etc., etc. But yeah, I was just desperate. Like, in earth will I do this in 1 hour? I guess my problem, even though I had done like a plot, I very often I get new ideas when I write, new better ideas which I want to add there, and then I have to like make them work together, and that takes time. Like I had the like plot.
How long was your article in words?
Maybe 700 or
Okay.
so, and then the pictures and some technical issues, but like yeah, I was like almost laughing or crying when I was thinking that 1 hour when I was doing it, like, oh my God, this is desperate. And it wasn't even like educational one. It didn't have like a lot of facts. It was more like behavioral and about the choices we make. So, but
keep going.
It wasn't my longest. So,
keep going. It's gonna get better. Have the same goal of doing it in 1 hour, and you'll see. Maybe next time it's gonna be 3, and then it's gonna be 2, and then you're gonna get closer to that.
Yeah, my next one will be actually probably very educational, a lot of details about recycling process, which will be a longer one, but maybe I will try with a more different plot.
Always remember the KISS.
I use focus.
What is focus?
So what the KISS stands for?
Keep it super simple.
Yeah.
Or keep it short and sweet, whatever you prefer.
Yeah. When I write, I use this focus, like first impression, opening, central idea, useful logic and illustration, and strong conclusion. Kind of.
First impression?
Yeah, like focus F. First impression, then opening, central idea, useful logic and illustration, and a strong conclusion.
Nice.
That's
Yes.
what I'm like learning to use now.
Good. Very
But
good.
like it's a learning path.
Yeah.
Where's Mary?
I don't know. And we are, let me see what's happening here. Here you go. Okay. I'm gonna move on because we're halfway there and I want to get some stuff done. And I'm sure she's gonna pop back on. All right, share my screen again. And here we are. Let me know when you see it.
Yeah, I have it in front of me.
Good. All right, so today we are going to discuss the support system. And the first part is basically the question, who are the 5 people you spend most time with? And this should be easy, right?
Well, it wasn't this year because I don't spend. I couldn't.
But also just on the phone. It doesn't have to be in person.
Yeah, but anyway, I got only 4. My husband, my daughter, my mom, and my dad. And
That's
otherwise,
perfect.
then I don't have the 5th one.
Yep. I even have, I've got like 2 main ones.
Yeah.
And then I've got others that are like less, less often. But yeah, I totally.
Yeah, it's probably you. What comes to the hours of week or like.
Yeah. Yes. Good.
Some other coaches, I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like previous coaching friends who I talk weekly.
Exactly.
But because I don't meet my friends anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, the idea is, and this is probably not the first time you've heard this, that you're the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. And if those 5 people aren't supporting you aren't energizing you, they will inevitably be taking energy away from you.
Mm.
And if they don't support your goals, then you will find yourself being less confident.
Yeah.
So these 4 people that you have on your list,
yeah,
do they believe in you?
In everything or with this company thing?
Do they believe in your career goals?
My husband does. Like I told you, he's painfully supportive. Like, well, my daughter is my daughter. She's always like, yeah, mom, you can do it. But she doesn't understand this yet. And my mom and dad, they don't know about this. They know about my blog, but they don't know about my plans because I didn't want to. They were very supportive when I wanted to when I became a health coach, and very proud of me. And they've always been very proud of me being a nurse. I don't want to be that person who always has those ideas and then fails, in front of them. Like,
how did you fail as a nurse?
Well, I quit because I just mentally cannot take it anymore. It's too stressful.
And why is it a failure?
Because I was good at it. Like, I was good at my job, but I mentally couldn't take that. It's kind of waste.
Well, if you're good at something, you're successful, you're not failing.
Yeah, but I quit.
I would say that you quit because you noticed that it was draining you. Here she comes again. You quit because you saw how it was draining you, and that's a win.
I'm so sorry.
Are you okay, Mary? All good with you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just there's certain plugs in my house that are wonky, and I thought it was my phone was charging while I was talking to you, and apparently it wasn't.
Okay. Oh, I see. So we went on to today's topic, which is support system.
Yep.
And we're not talking about the people who you spend most time with. Do you have a couple of? Do you have 4 or 5?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I sure do.
Who are your top 5 people you spend most time with?
Aside from my children, I have my sister Jamie, my friend Alice, my other sister Christy, my friend Renee, and my sister Rebecca.
Great.
Those are the people that I talk to the most often.
Nice. And so the question, and we're talking about this because, as you've already probably heard, you are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. And if these people don't support you, then you won't be that motivated or driven into reaching your goals.
Yeah.
And if they don't energize you, they don't give you motivation, like I said, then they will probably drain your energy. So we want to take a look at and ask yourself, do these people believe in you, in your career goals?
Yes.
Good. And Dina was saying some of her people, her parents, they don't know about her current career goals.
They know about my blog and they're happy I'm writing about it, like proud I'm doing it in English, but like not about any career plans.
Okay.
And we were just talking about her perspective of, I don't want them to know that how did you say? I don't want them to think that I'm one of those people who try something and fail.
Yeah, try many things and are not good at anything. Like, like
And as we just figured, well, Tina said, I was very good at being a nurse, but I wasn't mentally capable of continuing.
Yeah.
Right.
So Mary, is this a failure to you? Does this seem like a failure?
No. It seems like a process of elimination.
There you go. You said it so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being conscious and aware of what actually hurts you more than than benefits you.
Mm.
And Tina, you said it yourself. I was good at it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't take it. And what would your parents prefer for you? To keep doing something you're good at and literally like killing yourself?
I mean, they accept that I don't do that anymore. But then I had this, especially now because they're always scared about me because of COVID.
Yeah.
But now they're actually asking for me to quit totally at the hospital, which I cannot because the hospitals draw me in somehow. But then the health coaching.
Yeah.
Well, the health coaching is a different situation. And I would also not say that you failed.
Mm.
It's just that it needed some gestational period. And all that you have learned from health coaching, you will be able to implement in a different situation, in a different setting.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I quit my admin job, it doesn't mean I failed at it. In fact, I was also very good at it. And at first, Sammy was saying, why do you want to quit something you're so good at? I'm like, I'm not going to be quitting it altogether. I'm just going to refocus what I'm good at and use it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
I wonder how I could use my nursing skills with this. I need to think about it, how to do it that way, because that sounds like a good way to put it.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Food for thought for you, Tina. As a matter of fact, I would love for both of you to think about because we haven't done this, the CV part. And I would love for you to create a handout, like a list of all the qualities. And we're going to go a little bit, you don't have to actually write down, just think about how everything you have been doing, you have learned, is coming together. How can you leverage that, which you already know, in your new career, in your new business? Like Mary, for Mary Kay, it's really cool. Mary telling Mary Kay, I just realized. For you, what that you already know helps you in the Mary Kay business? It can be something, it can be actual practical skills, or it can be soft skills. Just think about it.
Do you want me to answer?
I know you can take actually, you can brainstorm after in this week, 10
Okay.
minutes, 15 minutes, just write down. And then while you're about, you're doing your other things, something new will come up and just add it onto the list. And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So your people, your support system, do they bring your energy down or do they raise your energy levels?
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
And it depends on the topic.
Let's say on average.
My mother is very talented on bringing my energy down. Like, she's, yeah. My husband is like here. My daughter is, it depends how much guilty I feel around her. My mom goes here. My dad, and you go here because you're my fifth person at the moment. So I guess it's pretty much 50-50 at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe 60 positive, 40 down.
Okay. So if your answer is no to any of these questions, meaning your mom, for example, who rather brings your energy down,
Yeah.
what can you do about it?
Just not to care. I don't mean not to care about her, but not to care. I mean, sometimes I even laugh after I've been talking with her. Like, it's just so desperate. Where did Mary go?
Yes, we lost her again.
Oh.
And also what you can do, you can choose to talk to her only after you have fully recharged your own battery so that you're on the plus, so that you're not already like at the minus and she brings you completely down where you're exhausted after. That would be an option, to choose to talk to her only when you're already good yourself.
Yeah. It's like she doesn't have anyone else, kind of.
Or you could also create like a protection bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking about that.
Good.
It's,
all right.
Families are sometimes challenging. Like,
yeah.
It's,
Seeing. Okay. So next topic we have here is something that you already know a little bit about, right? The sabotage.
mm-hmm.
And then it can come from two directions: the behavior of your friends, coworkers, colleagues, and family, or actually from yourself. Right? If you want to continue reading, remember what this was about. Others watching us venture. What does it say? You want to read out loud?
Which part of this? Here?
Yes, on top, when it says others watching us venture, I just read the first sentence.
Out loud?
Mm-hmm.
Others watching us venture into this healthier lifestyle may make comments or they may rebel against us. You may notice that some people close to you feel threatened when you embark on this kind of journey, and they will tempt us with food and activities we're trying to move away from. I remember this now. Sometimes we feel guilty that they feel threatened. It's not your fault that they feel bad and sabotage ourselves to be accepted. These reactions boil down to fear. Fear of not being loved. Others, without the courage to take such a bold step, may unconsciously hope we fail. Our success would be uncomfortably challenging. When we take a step toward valuing ourselves more, our relationships are forced to shift. Our own rebellion is often based on our own fear of change, of taking responsibility for our lives. What if we no longer could hide behind excuses for not becoming anything we want, for not allowing ourselves to really be who we truly are? Make this program work for you by taking responsibility for your career and how your life turns out.
Yeah. Exactly. What rings, like what resonates with you?
What if we no longer could hide behind excuses for not becoming anything we want? Did I tell you? Yeah, I told you about this poem, "You're playing small, doesn't serve the world." It's kind of on that scene.
Exactly.
And in a good day, I am there. I just, for now, hopefully not for long, but I have these, moments of disbelief, moments of doubt.
Yeah. And this program is all about brushing away the doubts so that you can have more of the good parts. And remember, what was the main, well, we haven't been there yet, but what is, in your opinion, the smallest thing that makes the big difference when it comes to, like, what type of meditation it's not really a meditation, could you do that makes a big difference?
To me, I guess it would be something just like relaxing that would build my trust to life, so to say, because I have this fear of death, since giving birth. But like, yeah, something that would just calm and relax me.
Yeah. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Gratitude. We're gonna go, when is it that we're gonna do gratitude part? In the second, I think, second or third month. Yeah. And when it comes to, like, now career part is really like putting on like, and highlighting the things that are already going well. And when it comes to health, is the same thing. Just and relationships, just emphasize the things that are going well, and then you will have more of those things that are going well and less of those that you don't like.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's always the same process. It is also the shortcut to manifesting and attracting all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if you already peaked, but I would like you to not peak and just brainstorm with me. What are some of the ways one can self-sabotage? One can do self-sabotage.
Let myself get distracted or be distracted.
Yes.
It can be like, it can be get or be. Sorry, my computer is showing me something it shouldn't be.
What is it?
I don't know. Skype wants to take your keys somewhere. Yeah, my passwords. And yeah, just like allow myself to do the wrong decisions around almost everything. Okay, now it disappeared. That includes like sleeping and everything, all the habits in life. Obviously, negative thoughts.
Welcome back, Mary.
Thank you again. Sorry.
We're now at the third part. This next part, which is self-sabotage. We went through the page with the text that you can go through as well. And Tina and I were just brainstorming. You can chip in. Brainstorming what type of sabotage, how can sabotage show up? So Tina so far said distractions, and you said, for example, also just not sleeping, right? What else, any of you?
It can be, which is what I tend to do, not putting as much effort into something as I usually would. Like if you say something out loud and then you're like, oh, and then you just not do it, that can be a form of self-sabotage.
Not following through, yes.
Procrastinating.
Procrastination, yes.
Almost anything else than what you're supposed to be doing, or anything against positive energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess.
You know, thinking about yourself not being good enough.
Yes.
Something else that can be self-sabotaging.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What else?
I guess anything. It depends of the person how they choose to self-sabotage, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Would you
Different
like
people do
me?
differently.
Would you like me to add some more? I've got a lot more.
Sure.
Yeah.
And these are all listed on pages 3 and 4 in that in our weekly handout. So let's start. And this list is, by the way, by no means full. There's more ways, like any ways you said. It could be saying, I don't know. When you say, I don't know, you just block your brain from thinking.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I don't know, what could you say?
I will figure it out.
I'll look that up.
Yeah. And you could also say, I wonder. Because when you say, I wonder, your brain goes into creative mode. Just like when you say, I will look it up, that's an action step. I will figure it out as well, you know, and it's actually the action step is in the future because you say, I will. So then you have to also follow through in order to get it done. But if you say, I wonder, you get all these ideas where you could actually look it up and who could know it and who you could ask and all, you know, these ideas. Similar to when you say, I can't.
How could I? Like, I wonder how I could.
Exactly. You know, the person who says I can't is usually I won't. When you say I can't, you're blocking it because you're convinced that it's not something deep down or like consciously or unconsciously, subconsciously, you believe it's not your priority, you don't need it, you don't want it, it's not aligned with whatever. So it's not like you can't, but you're trying without finding the reasons rationally, you don't really want it, so you won't do it. But where there's a will, there's a way, we all know. And it's so freaking true. So freaking true. Same thing when you say, I don't have the money. That's a form of sabotage. Again, I don't have the money should be always for this. Because you always will have the money for what is really essential. You will find the way to get the money if something really, really requires your financial attention.
Except medical bills in United States. That's like you cannot find money.
No kidding. Oh my goodness.
That's like this country's problem. But yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
The next thing you might say is, I need more clarity before I can. Unless you already know where you're going to get that clarity, you're just finding an excuse. Unless you are willing to find the strategy where you will find that clarity, this is just another empty excuse.
Yeah.
And another empty excuse would be reality says or fact says. Is this reality an actual reality, or is it your reality or someone else's reality? Is this fact the truth? Oh, we lost her again. Is this fact the truth, or is it someone's opinion? And then it's something that you already said, Tina, distractions or also like just putting too many things on your plate so that you can basically say, oh, I have to do this, this, so that you never get to the point what you really should do, to the needle moving action steps.
Yeah.
I've been there.
You know how
was always
when you needed to write that essay for school, you were like washing the windows and cleaning the bathroom instead. right now, right this
Yes.
moment.
Yes. Another one is like just being unwilling to pick up the phone and call that person, call that referral partner, call that company, call that potential client, whoever it is.
Mm.
Have you ever heard of the expression lone wolfing?
Not necessarily in this context,
It
but I've
means
heard it. Yeah.
playing alone, not being open to be supported, to be guided, to
yeah.
be supported. So this is a way of like, oh, I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. That's what I talk about when I mean delegate, have a support system. You know,
Yeah.
it's easier and more fun, and also you have more chances to succeed, whether it's a coach or an accountability partner or just a partner in crime, right?
It's funny, in the hospital, when I was a young nurse at the ICU, the older nurses were like, you're always asking for help. I don't like that. Like, you know, it wasn't just survive yourself or disappear. That's
Well, I
very
mean, for
simple
sure,
today.
there's like asking for help, and then at one point you do get independent, and
Yeah.
but
But
when
you
you're
only
just starting, yes,
you only have two hands, and if you have like
yes, absolutely,
so magically you should survive alone.
100%.
Trauma.
The next point is what we're gonna cover in month 4, being disconnected or disempowered when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna work intensely on your relationship with money. And the next one is then sometimes also when it comes to money and other things, such as quitting a job or something, trying to ask permission, but you're saying, oh, I have to talk to this and this person. For sure, it's good if you are, married, that you consult, but without thinking that you need to have permission. And I'm gonna actually tell my husband, I would like your opinion, not your permission.
Like when I signed in your program, I told you, I know we don't like that I have to talk to my husband first, but of course I have to because he was the one who pays. Like,
there you go.
It was,
yeah. And the next one, I love this one. Trying to get ready to finally get ready.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
It feels heavy just to say it, right? It's like, I need more knowledge, I need more education, I need more experience, I need more whatever.
Yeah.
Goes along with comparing ourselves to others. I'm not there yet. I don't have this education. I don't have this and that experience.
Yeah.
Social media scrolling, prioritizing, oh, I need to look good. That's what could be sabotaging us from actually doing a Facebook Live. Oh, because today I don't have makeup. Today my hair is not done. How to get over that?
I struggle
Do it
with
when
that.
when you look worse, when you look the worst.
Yeah.
Then when you basically judge others, you know that you judge yourself. And when you judge yourself, you will inevitably judge others too. So this is unhealthy both ways. The best cure for this one part, judgment, is the book Judgment Detox. Judgment Detox by Gabrielle Bernstein. Let me double check.
How do people have time to read all these good books?
Well,
when do they do that?
Maybe they don't watch TV 2 or 3 hours per night.
It's been like the past 2 weeks. Usually we don't, but we wanted to go through the Outlander.
And I'm not saying this for you to judge you. I'm saying because I get so much more accomplished when I don't watch TV. And I noticed in 1 week how much more I get accomplished.
Yeah.
So let me go through these parts a little bit faster because there's so many.
Yeah.
Eating sugar, greasy foods frequently. I have been there too. Staying up late or hitting snooze on repeat in the morning. And also just starting the day before creating space for your day. That's bad because you feel like you're totally slave to your business if you don't resource first. People pleasing. Also always comparing on how it went in the past. I can't do this because I tried it and it didn't work. Well, try again and change the game. Being indecisive. avoiding to plan or planning too much, delaying to prepare properly. Or when you're stuck on the logistics, I don't know how, I don't know when and what, and being all perfectionist.
Yeah.
Also inability to show emotions and being vulnerable. Again, lone wolfing, not asking for help. Having disempowering beliefs, like you said, doubts. And then the next one is also big. Once I do this and that, once I get that, then I can finally do this or get that. It's actually the other way around.
Yeah.
You gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust life. Verbalizing a commitment, but not taking action, meaning actually, like procrastinating, not following through your action steps.
Mm-hmm.
And brainstorming a lot why you think something won't work instead of just trying it. Not seeing the possibilities and options, just hiding behind the curtain, feeling overwhelmed. Feeling overwhelmed is also another argument or like excuse. Or if you ask others, you can maybe, or like, chunk down into smaller steps or schedule something or ask for help. That's the same thing. And then going like, oh, I heard this, especially old people gonna say, well, this is how I am. You can't change me. I can't change because this is how I am. This is how it is. Even Trump said something. It is what it is.
Yeah.
What the heck? Right? Saying I don't have time, because of course, just like money, you will always have time for what you really believe is important. Not asking people to work with you, not offering your products or services. It comes from your fear of being visible and holding back on your message, not actually honing or developing your message properly to be able to deliver it, or having inconsistent action or inconsistent messaging. And also taking action from scarcity mindset. Oh, it won't work anyway. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit, like I'm gonna have a little bit of success,
Remind me, what is scarcity?
When scarcity is when you feel like there is a lack of something in the world. I'm gonna find a definition in a second. When they say in this country, food is scarce, in short supply, when there's a shortage or something.
Okay.
So we believe that there is no abundance, then you believe in money scarcity.
Lack of?
Lack of, exactly. Shortage or lack of. Playing it safe, staying in your comfort zone, never actually pushing through, and letting your circumstances, your current circumstances, define or determine what is possible in your future, for your future. So as you go through this later on, I would just like you, or even like now, just tell me, I don't know how many there are, but how many of these did you identify with, or have you done at least once in your life?
I guess almost all of them.
Yes, that's it.
Not necessarily all of these related, because I was stuck first. I was thinking only related to my career plans or business plans, but like in some part of my life, of course.
Might be consistent work, or like movement, might be healthy eating, might be any other habit.
Or marriage, or like anything.
Yes. So
it's our anniversary tomorrow, actually, and we haven't planned anything.
Oh, it's not too late.
Yeah. Staying home anyway.
Staying home, having a home date, dressing up, pleasing each other, and having some quality time, maybe just quality time for you two when
after she's asleep.
Yeah. Something that you don't usually do. It can be playing a game. It can be just brainstorming something fun. Planning a next trip, although you have no clue when it's gonna happen. Hello again, Mary.
Hello.
So now we went through all these self-sabotage types, and you can go back to the recording when you can.
I will.
And so here I was about to say, if any of these or more and more even, you know, show up, because this is not exhaustive, right? In your mind or in your daily or weekly activities in your career or life in general, like we just said with Tina, then just know that, you know, you're hitting that ceiling, that glass ceiling, and you're breaking through your comfort zone, and it's good. So your critter brain is trying to keep you safe. You just need to be aware of that. And once you're aware, you can actually break through. So here, once you can see, I mean, I'm pointing out here, but you don't see my screen because I'm not sharing it. I'm just saying, once you see how self-sabotage is playing out for you, once you realize that you have been in all of these types at one point or another in your life, and like punctually, let's say tomorrow you're gonna do something and you're gonna realize, oh my gosh, I said, I don't know. I could say something else. You're being aware, right?
Mm.
You're
Yep.
being aware of that. And once you're aware of how sabotage is like playing you, sabotage is playing you, playing with you, with your mind, you can decide to do something else. That's the boss ladiness. And that's something I've been doing consistently. And by the way, do you think I'm not doing any of these anymore? Of course I am. It shows up, new level, new devil, and different situation. It's always gonna come up. It's normal, but the only difference is that I get to take a step back and be aware of it. And that is gold already, because once you are aware, you can change the game. I put here in the handout also 4 steps. First one is take full responsibility. Take 100% responsibility all the time, with curiosity and without guilt, without shame, without blaming yourself, especially. It is like this. What can we do? Okay, we're just gonna acknowledge that. Actually, the second part is acknowledge that this is just fear. And what is fear? Do you know what the acronym FEAR stands for?
No.
No.
Fear is false evidence appearing real. FEAR, false evidence appearing real.
Mm.
We make it real for us, but it is your choice or decision whether you're gonna be afraid of something or not. Most fears are, what is it called? You know, irrational.
Yeah.
So it is totally normal that you're afraid of something. It is even like predictable sometimes. And it is inevitable to be afraid of something when you're growing. It's part of that because your critter brain is trying to keep you safe and is doing you a favor, of protecting you. You're just acknowledging it and saying, thank you. Once you say that, it gives you a little break. That's your window to do the third step, reconnecting with your life vision, reconnecting with your dream career goals. Go back to the kickoff session, revisit all your goals, all your plans, desires, objectives. And finally, the fourth step is very simple. Love yourself, accept yourself. And just give yourself some pat on the back, some gratitude for showing up. It will not serve you or anyone if you're gonna start blaming yourself. Oh, you're so stupid, you're so silly, na 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 na. You're just giving yourself a second arrow. You're hitting yourself a second time. So now, although I don't believe that there is any way you can fail in anything, because it's always feedback, just always remember, a boss lady is never afraid to fail because she knows that there is no such thing as failure. It's all just feedback, and it's another stepping stone to your greatness because you're pushing through your comfort zone. Whenever you feel like you're failing, remember Did I learn something? That's your win. That's your win. And if you win, you can't fail.
Right.
You either succeeded or you won. Either way, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it from
Yeah.
many perspectives.
I'm digesting it slowly.
Good, good, great. All
I
right.
noticed like failing or failure is more accepted in the United States than it's in Finland. So, for example, it's almost normal here to have few startups and fail and then start again. In Finland, it's like, oh, I told you it won't work anyway. It's like, it's different attitude.
Yep. Yeah.
Points for USA in this case.
Okay, let's take a deep breath. Just integrate what's asking for your attention, knowing that this is just the beginning and you're going deeper into that. And just for a moment, while just with your eyes closed and breathing normally, naturally, just connect to that, which to your goals. Connect to your heart's desire. Think about, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how ready are you to step into it with both feet fully? And it's absolutely okay if you are not at 10. It just means that you have a lot of space for improvement. And you probably noticed that your number is higher than a month ago. And just intensify your love towards yourself and the people and the planet. Knowing that when you help others, whether it is through themselves, through helping people directly, or through the environment or animals or nature, you are helping yourself. Connect to your purpose. That which your heart desires is that which you are meant to do. And so if your heart desires to become a famous songwriter, it means that deep down you already have the talent, the capacity, the gifts to become a famous songwriter. And if it is something completely different that you desire, then it is your calling, your purpose, your mission to do so. For this week, I'm inviting you to keep noticing how others may sabotage you, how you may sabotage yourself. And then already start playing with how you can step away from sabotage and move into inspired and empowered action. catching up on anything that still requires your intention and your attention. And of course, continuing your business action steps, your outer game, and taking care of your physical game so that you can bring together your body, mind, and soul. And with that, I'm inviting you to open your eyes, move your shoulders, feel the energy. And Tina, could you maybe share an aha? What's your takeaway? What's your breakthrough from today's session?
I'm around of, my mind is around of this distraction, how much I get, like, let myself be and get distracted actively and passively. And how much of sabotage, how much of harm it's doing at the moment. That's the big one.
Good. So you have a very clear action step when it comes to sabotage.
Yeah.
You could also go about it in a very simple way. Every time you do get distracted, no matter how big or small, just put a line, like you're writing somewhere on a paper, and you just do check.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe also when it became from me, when it was my phone or something, I just started to think about totally something else, or when it was the needs of family or something like that.
Exactly. You can have different categories.
Nice to see, yeah.
And then you can work on, here, obviously, when it comes to distractions, it's all about boundaries. So you can up your game when it comes to boundaries. Now in this hour and a half, there was nobody who disturbed you.
No, there was I was laughing innerly because they were cleaning up the room there together, but they respect that.
Good. And so if you can establish that same respect and understanding while you are working on your vlogs.
Yeah, would be great.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Awesome. So next week, it's your integration week. If you have you booked the session with Sammy yet?
Like I have this Thursday actually with Sammy.
Perfect. And also Mary, if you're watching the recording, feel free to book a session. I saw Mary book the session with me for this week, and then probably for Sammy anytime soon as well. Next week, like I said, is integration week, so catch up on anything that you need to catch up. You will still get bonus sessions, bonus videos or whatever they are for a certain week, every week, even during the integration week. And continue your business action steps, continue moving your body, and of course we are continuing our sports sessions all the time. Mondays,
okay, I was just about to ask that.
Yep. Our bodies don't stop, so we don't stop breathing. We keep moving.
Yeah. Because I have made this kind of holy appointment, so I don't take any work shifts on those evenings.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now I'm gonna go for a 15-minute break, and you as well. I'm gonna stop recording and I'm gonna join again. But before then, let's bring it in for a hug.
I'm gonna say, is Mary joining? Do you know, for the exercise?
I think she is.
Perfect.
She is. Let's see. We have, my goodness, Vanya. We have Vanya also joining. She's now with us every Monday.
My Vanya?
Your Vanya, yeah. Your Vanya, our Vanya. Slaveva, yes. She signed up for one class per week for a month. Or maybe like several.
She's my safe haven, kind of.
Aww, yeah, she was here last week, so it was fun.
Yeah, I think I was working. Yeah, I
Yes.
was working. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All
Well,
right. See you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.